evening, it's 9 p.m. time for the English News Edition, brought to you live by the RTD. The headlines.
Djibouti, United Kingdom, the President Anglais condemns the terrorist attack in London. Signing of trade convention of 10 million euro for Djibouti. That was the headlines, and now to the national news. The President Anglais strongly condemns the recent terrorist attacks against the City of London. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, condemned today, Sunday, the two terrorist attacks last night against the City of London, who have made 7 dead and 50 wounded people. We condemn with the utmost energy the terrorist attacks aimed at these last few months the United Kingdom, the President indicated. The President Guelleh has expressed its solidarity and that of all Djiboutians to the Prime Minister Theresa May and to the people friend of the United Kingdom. Our thoughts are with the families, relatives and friends of the victims of these cowardly and barbarian attacks, has indicated the head of state, forming wish for a speedy recovery to the injured people.
And concerning this attack, the death toll from Saturday night's terrorist attacks rose at 7 on Sunday morning as police carried out multiple raids in the East London suburb of Barking and arrested 12 people. The London Police Services said it had taken at least 48 people to 5 hospitals across London after the incident. At least 7 dead and 51 terrorist incidents that took place in the heart of London on Saturday night. Attackers drove a van and plowed into pedestrians on London Bridge. Then 3 men left the van and started attacking people at bars and restaurants in nearby Road Market. No one has claimed responsibility for the attack, according to London's Metropolitan Police, that hit a nation still reeling from 2 previous attacks in the last 3 months. The attacks came mere days before the June 8 elections, and security and Britain's role in wars around the globe are likely to become bigger topics of conversation in the campaign.
The national news, the signing ceremony of 3 conventions putting at the disposal of the state of Djibouti a grant of 10 million Djibouti franc, 10 million euro and 1,928 billion franc Djibouti between the European Union, the French Development Agency and also the Chamber of Trade of Djibouti. The Minister of the Economy and Finance, Elias Moussaouawale, the Ambassador of the European Union to the Republic of Djibouti, Adam Koulash, the Ambassador of France to Djibouti, Christophe Guilou, the President of the Chamber of Trade of Djibouti, Mr. Youssouf Moussaouawale, and also the Director of the French Development Agency, Mr. Philippe Collignon, have signed it today in the premises of the Chamber of Trade several conventions of funding in favor of the Republic of Djibouti. It is a project of the European Union funded through its Trust Fund of Emergency for Africa, created at the summit of the Valletta in November 2015 and intended to remedy the root causes of the phenomena of displacement forces, destabilization and also irregular migration. The objective is to contribute to the economic and social stability of the country and also to give young people with alternatives to informal employment, including illegal economic activities such as the illegal traffic in human beings.
The Ambassador of the European Union in Djibouti, Mr. Adam Koulash, has indicated in its intervention the importance of this project of aid intended for poor countries of Africa. And for his part, the Ambassador of France has put the emphasis on the modality of the project, which will trace in the Djibouti Vision 2035 for sustainable development.
Another Minister of Education, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, has in its intervention explained that this aid is important for the enhancement of training professionals of its department.
To wrap up this ceremony, the Minister of Economy and Finance, Elias Moussaouawale, has put the emphasis on the project, which is in the framework of the sustainable development of fortifying against the illicit traffic of human beings. The project said is part of the action to the government to support the training and the professional insertion in growth sectors of the port logistics economy.
The final tests for the secondary education of this session 2017 have started today and will continue until tomorrow. This year, 9,000 280 candidates were invited to the tests that are taking place in 32 centers of examination located in the capital and also in the regions. Early this morning, the centers of examination have opened their doors to the candidate. The event of the day concerned French, history and geography. In the afternoon, the candidate consists for the test of sciences and of the earth. The correction of these tests will begin on Thursday, 8 June in the centers of correction at the Ombole Secondary Schools and Fukuzawa and will continue until 12 June 2017. The proclamation of these results of BEF is scheduled for Thursday, 29 June 2017.
Exactly, all the provisions have been taken by the Ministry of National Education for the good conduct of these tests, which paves the way for the candidates to pass on to the high school. The Ministry of National Education went to the centers of examination to see the conduct of the tests.
Still on the national news, the Department of Muslim Affairs has conducted this morning at the launch of the 18th edition of the regional competition for the memorization of the Quran, the competition called Grand Prizes of the Head of State. In addition to Djibouti, 7 other countries in the region, the Somalia, the Sudan, Uganda, Kenya, Yemen, Comoros and Tanzania are taking part to this ceremony. The ceremony of the launch of this competition was held in the presences of the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, Director of Islamic Affairs, Mr. Al-Saleh Ahmed Abdallah, as well as the Executive Secretary of the High Islamic Council, Mr. Okia Kaurah Fattah, the Director of Awqaf, Mr. Nur Al-Mijama, and also the Director of the Diwan al-Zakat, Mr. Suleiman Hussein Musa, but also the members of the jury. The first day of the competition, the participants competed on the memorization of the 30th chapter of the Quran. An extraordinary voice is what the young representative of this nation must propose to the members of the selection board during their passage. The candidates of these different countries will compete on 3 levels, namely the memory of 10 chapters, 20 chapters, and also the entire Holy Quran. This competition, initiated in 1999 by the head of state Ismail Margele, has for objective to encourage young Muslims to better assimilate the Holy Quran and gather around the lofty values of the sermon of the Islam's sacred book.
The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, has expressed in his speech its thanks and gratitude to the Minister of Islamic Affairs and Culture, who has invited him to attend the launch of Quran in a memorization regional competition. He congratulated the President of the Republic, who began this competition in 1999 to promote the Quran in Djibouti and in the countries of the region.
The Minister of Muslim Affairs gave a speech in which he welcomed all the participants at the opening ceremony of Grand Prizes of the Head of State. Mr. Momin Hassan Barre has expressed its satisfaction to meet the constellation of memorization of Quran outcome of various countries of the region such as Somalia, the Sudan, Yemen, Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania, and also the Comoros as well as Djibouti. He also has presented its heartfelt thanks and gratitude to the President of the Republic, who launched the same year, and it has arrived to power in 1999, this competition organized by the department each year during the months of Ramadan.
The Minister of Women and Family, Mrs. Mumina Hamad Hassan, visited New York from 30 to June 2, 2017 to participate in a high-level meeting entitled The Forum of Women Leaders for the Transformation of Africa. The forum, which was held at the headquarters of the United Nations in New York, has seen the participation in addition of women actresses in the political field, women leaders in the world of business, of civil society, of economic sector and the media. The objective of the forum was, between others, to create a space for African women leaders to share their experiences and lessons learned with a view to strengthen the participation of women in decision-making in all areas of life. The conference served as a platform for the launch of a network of women leaders in Africa, a new initiative which aims to transform the African continent through leadership in quantitative and qualitative terms of women.
At the Assembly Committee chaired by the Honorable Hassan Ahmad Bilal, the Commission of Foreign Affairs met this Sunday, 4 June 2017, in the room of the Commission of the National Assembly in order to consider the draft law on the regulation of the importation and the use of aircraft traveling without a person on board. During this commission, the government was represented by the Minister Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musahil, Minister of Equipment and Transport. Taking the floor, the Minister explained that this new text put in place a legal framework which will regulate and also supervise the condition of importation and use of circulating aircraft without any person on board and TV remote control. Actually, to all natural or legal person wishing to introduce aircraft on the national territory must first declare the objective with the custom authorities. Finally, any offense under the criminal code and also the laws in force will be liable to 200,000 and up to 500,000 franc Djibouti, and the present sentences ranging from 2 to 6 months.
And to close up this edition with, for the second consecutive year, the group Abu Ahmed for the Export-Import has proceeded today the distribution of food and cash assistance as well as the clothing to 1,570 families most diminished in the localities of Kalaf, Segalu, Adale and Lakasal for the region of Tujora. This humanitarian operation was conducted in the presence of the prefect of the region of Tujora, Abdul Malik Muhammad Benoita, also many notables and dignitaries and representative of the beneficiaries. This gesture intervenes in the framework of the efforts undertaken by the group Abu Ahmed for support to the most disadvantaged, especially in this session of a blessed month of Ramadan. The prefect of the region and the honor having in turn commenced this operation, which aims to attract the joy of poor families as an income limit in the region of Tujora. They welcome the effort of the President of the Republic for the support in favor of the vulnerable. And here comes to an end this edition. Thanks for joining us in RTD. Have a good night.